Hey you ever want to buy that cool new premium vehicle but realize you don't have any golden eagles? Well, I have the solution for you. It's a free Golden Eagles app. You can download apps, complete surveys, or watch ads to earn Golden Eagles for completely free. Download the app with a link in the description and use my referral code to earn 10 Golden Eagles for free when you sign up. Hello and welcome to the Playing Crew Skills Guide for War Thunder. In this video, I will be explaining all the different types of crew skills you can get for aircraft. These skills are very useful. Many players forget about their crew skills and it really affects their performance. Before we get started though, I'll explain the basics. Each plane you have has its own crew. The pilot, the gunners, and the mechanics are all part of this crew. You can increase their performance by training them. Training costs crew XP points. You earn crew XP points by either playing the game with that vehicle or buying the points with Golden Eagles. Whenever you upgrade a skill, the crew level goes up. The crew level is a number that shows how experienced your crew is. Whenever your crew gets to a certain level, you can promote them to be an expert or ace for that vehicle. An expert crew gives all your crew members a +3 bonus to all their skills. An ace crew, on the other hand, gives them a +5 bonus. These upgrades are called qualifications. Now, for the crew slots. Each slot on your lineup has its own crew. Whenever you buy a new vehicle, the crew of the slot you picked stays the same. This means that they still keep their training even on different vehicles, so you don't have to retrain them for each vehicle. Unsurprisingly, the training for their crew costs several lions. The higher the vehicle's rank, the higher the cost for training. Now that the basics are out of the way, we can move on to the actual crew skills. The crew skills can be split up into 3 groups. The training for the pilot, the training for the gunners, and the training for the ground crew. The first crew member we will be looking at is the pilot. The pilot has 5 skills: keen vision, awareness, G-tolerance, stamina, and vitality. Keen vision is your pilot's ability to spot enemies. Since your pilot always looks straight ahead, this skill only affects his line of sight detection. This means that upgrading this skill helps you spot enemies in front of you. Keen vision has 5 parameters: line of sight detection range, detection range against the sun, look-down detection range, air-to-air missile launch detection range, and air-to-air missile launch detection delay. Line of sight detection range is how far your pilot can see in front of him. This skill's efficiency depends on the weather condition, position of the sun, and the altitude difference between you and your enemy. The base distance your pilot can spot enemies is 3.8 kilometers away, and upgrading keen vision by half a skill level gives you an additional 19 meters of detection. The maximum line of sight detection you can get is 7.6 kilometers. The next parameter is detection range against the sun. This parameter is about the position of the sun and how it affects your pilot's sight. Unsurprisingly, when looking directly at the sun, your pilot's vision drastically goes down. If your target is directly in front of the sun, your pilot can spot him 950 meters away. Upgrading keen vision by half a skill level gives him an additional 5 meters of detection, and upgrading keen vision to the max will let you spot enemies 1.9 kilometers away against the sun. Up next is look-down detection range. This parameter is about the altitude difference between you and your target, and how it affects your pilot's spotting ability. If your target is below where you're looking, your pilot will still be able to spot him, thanks to this parameter. The base stat is 950 meters below your line of sight, and upgrading keen vision by half a skill level gives you an additional 5 meters of detection. The max vertical distance your pilot can spot enemies is 1.9 kilometers. The fourth parameter is air-to-air missile launch detection range. This parameter increases your pilot's ability to spot air-to-air missiles. Once a missile is in your pilot's detection range, it will get a small diamond symbol above it, similar to the markers you find on enemies. The base distance your pilot can spot missiles is 5 kilometers away, and upgrading by half a skill level gives your pilot an additional 250 meters of detection. The maximum air-to-air missile launch detection range you can get is 10 kilometers away from your plane. The last parameter is air-to-air missile launch detection delay. This one speaks for itself. This is the time between your enemy launching an air-to-air missile at you and your pilot being able to spot it. The more you upgrade keen vision, the faster the warning will come up. The base time between the launch of the missile and your pilot detecting it is 2 seconds, and upgrading keen vision by half a skill level takes 75 milliseconds of that time. The fastest time your pilot can detect missiles is 0.5 seconds. In summary, keen vision is a skill that makes it easier to spot enemies in front of you. Upgrading the skill lets you spot enemies further, but also better with altitude differences and against weather conditions. It also lets you spot air-to-air missiles, which is quite useful at higher tiers. Upgrading keen vision to the max will cost you 2,620 crew XP points. The pilot's second skill is awareness. This skill is quite similar to keen vision, but instead of detecting enemies in front of you, this skill lets you detect enemies around you. But unsurprisingly, the range is much lower than keen vision since your pilot isn't looking directly at the target. This skill is useful in air RB, since without it, enemies will destroy your plane without you even knowing where they are. The base stat for awareness is 380 meters, and upgrading awareness by half a skill level gives an extra 19 meters of detection. The maximum awareness you can get is 760 meters. Upgrading awareness to the max will cost you 2,620 crew XP points. Up next is G-tolerance. G-tolerance is how many G's your pilot can sustain without passing out. G's are essentially how much gravitational force there is on an object. If the lift of your plane is higher than the weight of your plane, your pilot will start to experience more gravitational force. Or, to put it simply, the faster you turn, the more gravity your pilot will experience. When you pull too many G's, blood won't be able to get to your pilot's brain quick enough and he will lose consciousness. This is why you can't control your plane for a small bit after you black out. The same thing works the other way around. When you go down too fast, your pilot will experience negative G's. Negative G's result in blood rushing to your pilot's brain. This is why your screen turns red instead of black when pulling too many negative G's. Enough with the physics, let's get back to the crew skills. G tolerance has two parameters, peak G and peak negative G. Peak G is how much G force your pilot can experience before passing out. The base stat is 4.5 Gs, and upgrading by half a skill level gives him an additional 0.1 Gs. The maximum G tolerance your pilot can take before passing out is 6.2 Gs. The other parameter is peak negative Gs. The base stat for negative Gs is negative 1.5, and upgrading by half a skill level gives your pilot an additional negative 0.1 Gs. The maximum negative Gs your pilot can take is negative 2.8 Gs. Upgrading G tolerance to the max will cost you 2,571 crew XP points. The pilot's fourth skill is stamina. Stamina is how fast your pilot can regain consciousness after you pull too many Gs. After your pilot passes out, there's a set time needed for him to wake up. The base stamina return time is 5 seconds, and upgrading stamina by half a skill level reduces that time by 0.13 seconds. The shortest time your pilot can regain his stamina is 2.5 seconds. The second parameter is stamina loss time, which is how long your pilot can sustain maximum Gs. If you go above your maximum Gs, your pilot will still stay awake for a couple of seconds. The base time he will stay awake for is 2 seconds, and upgrading stamina by half a skill level gives him an additional 70 milliseconds of stamina. The maximum stamina loss time your pilot can take is 3.33 seconds. The last parameter is stamina loss time at negative Gs. This parameter is basically the same as the previous parameter, but instead of positive Gs, this is about how long your pilot can sustain negative Gs before passing out. The base time is 1.43 seconds, and upgrading stamina by half a skill level gives him an additional 0.03 seconds. The maximum time your pilot can sustain negative Gs is 2 seconds. Upgrading stamina to the max will cost you 2,571 crew XP points. The pilot's last skill is Vitality. Vitality is how many health points your pilot has. A pilot without any Vitality upgrades can be knocked out by a small 303 bullet, but a pilot with maxed out Vitality can stay alive even after getting hit by a 50 cal bullet. The base HP your pilot has is 100%, and upgrading Vitality by half a skill level gives him an additional 10% survivability. The maximum Vitality you can get is 300%. This skill is the most expensive out of all the skills, costing 4,027 crew XP points to upgrade to the max. The next crew members we will be looking at are the gunners. Gunners can be mainly found in bombers and attackers, so if you only play fighters, feel free to skip to the next crew member. The gunner has 3 unique skills: number of experienced gunners, fire accuracy, and fire precision. The number of experienced gunners is a bit of a tricky skill. This skill doesn't give you a boost to parameters like the other ones. Instead, it lowers the debuff you get for not having this skill upgraded. Let's take the B-24 bomber for example. The B-24 has 6 gunners. If you train 3 of them to be experienced, the other 3 will be left unexperienced. This means that only half your gunners are experienced. Because of this, every other gunner skill you upgrade will get a 75% decrease to all their boosts. Upgrading the rest of the gunner skills without proper gunner efficiency will lead to massive crew XP point waste. So if you're playing bombers, this skill should be one of your highest priorities. Every crew slot you have will have the skill upgraded by half a skill level automatically, so you don't need to upgrade it if your plane only has 1 gunner. Each half a skill level makes an extra gunner experienced, and the maximum experienced gunners you can have is 10. Upgrading this skill is quite expensive, costing you 3,860 crew XP points to upgrade to the max. However, you will rarely need to upgrade it beyond 3 levels, since even the biggest bombers in the game only have up to 6 gunners. Check how many gunners your plane has and upgrade this skill accordingly. The gunner's second skill is fire accuracy. This skill improves the AI gunner's ability to aim and shoot a target. Keep in mind that this skill only improves the AI gunner's accuracy, so it won't affect anything if you manually use the gunners. Fire accuracy has 5 parameters: firing range, target tracking range, simultaneous firing and target tracking probability, targeting speed, and maximum burst duration. The first parameter is firing range. Firing range is how far your guns can shoot. The base stat is 160 meters, and upgrading fire accuracy by half a skill level gives your gunners an additional 5 meters of range. The maximum firing range you can get is 210 meters. The second parameter is target tracking range. This is how far your guns can spot enemies and aim their turrets at them. The base stat is 540 meters, and upgrading fire accuracy by half a skill level gives your gunners an additional 10 meters of range. The maximum target tracking range you can get is 660 meters. The third parameter is simultaneous firing and target tracking probability. This parameter is about the chance that your guns will follow and shoot the target at the same time. The base stat is quite low, only being about 24%, which means your guns will have to turn their turrets first and then start firing when they're aimed at the target. Upgrading fire accuracy by half a skill level gives all your gunners an additional 0.42% chance of firing while turning, and the maximum chance you can get is 66%. The fourth parameter is targeting speed. This one's quite basic. It's how fast your guns can turn their turrets. The base stat is 47 degrees per second, and upgrading fire accuracy by half skill gives your guns an extra 0.3 degrees per second. The maximum targeting speed you can get is 53 degrees per second. And finally, we have maximum burst duration. This is how long your guns can shoot for before stopping and adjusting their aim. The base stat is 0.54 seconds of firing, and upgrading fire accuracy by half skill gives your guns an additional 20 milliseconds. The maximum burst duration you can get is 1.17 seconds. In summary, fire accuracy is one of the best skills that you can get if you're playing bombers. With all these parameters, a single upgrade to this skill will give you a variety of boosts. The parameters will help your AI gunners shoot down enemies and keep you alive for much longer. And to top it all off, this is also the cheapest skill in the entire air cruiser upgrade, only costing 1,281 crew XP points to upgrade to the max. Up next is fire precision. This skill is quite similar to fire accuracy. The first three parameters are the same, and the only unique parameter is fire scattering. This parameter is about how much the bullets disperse. If this skill isn't upgraded, the bullets will go in different directions when the AI controls the turrets. Do keep in mind though, this skill only improves the AI gunners, so if you manually control the turrets, it won't do anything at all. The base stat for fire scattering is 1.93 degrees, and upgrading fire precision by half skill reduces the scattering by 0.01 degrees. The minimum fire scattering you can get is 1.4 degrees. Overall, fire precision is about the same as fire accuracy, but with less parameters. I suggest you upgrade them simultaneously however, since some of these parameters require you to upgrade both these skills to get their maximum potential. And this is quite easy to do, since upgrading fire precision to the max is very cheap, only costing you 1,281 crew XP points to upgrade to the max. The final crew members we will be looking at are the ground crew. The ground crew consists of two crew members, the mechanic and the armorer. The mechanic is the one who repairs your plane. The mechanic has two skills, repair speed and repair rank. Repair speed is how fast your mechanic can repair your plane, either in the battle or in the hangar. Repair speed has two parameters, in-hangar repair time and minimum on-airfield repair time. In-hangar repair time is how fast your free repairs are. Free repairs are an alternative to instant repairs. If you have free repair enabled, your damaged plane will be taken back to the hangar and your mechanic will repair it for free. To use free repairs, uncheck the box next to the wrench in the tech tree. The time needed to repair depends on the repair cost of your plane. The higher the repair cost, the longer you need to wait. Upgrading repair speed by half a skill level reduces the time needed by 3.3%, and the shortest time you need to wait for free repairs is 33% of the original time. The second parameter is minimum on-airfield repair time. This is how fast you get repaired when you land in an airfield during battle. The base repair time is 30 seconds, and upgrading repair speed by half a skill level reduces the time by 1 second. The shortest time your plane can get repaired is 10 seconds. Upgrading repair speed is surprisingly cheap, only costing 1,322 crew XP points to upgrade to the max. The mechanic's second skill is repair rank. This skill is also a bit tricky. Repair rank allows your vehicles to make use of the repair speed skill. Let's take a rank 5 jet for example. If you upgrade repair speed without upgrading repair rank, you won't be able to use the boost repair speed gives you. This is because the mechanic can't repair vehicles above the repair rank. This means you need to upgrade repair rank to 4 levels to be able to use repair speed for that rank 5 jet. Repair rank is upgraded by 1 level automatically, which means you can use repair speed on rank 1 vehicles. Upgrading repair rank by 1 skill level allows your mechanic to repair planes 1 rank higher, and the maximum rank he can repair is rank 7. TLDR, if you want to use repair speed for planes above rank 1, you need to upgrade repair rank accordingly. Upgrading repair rank to the max is thankfully pretty cheap as well, only costing 1,340 crew XP points to upgrade to the max. The second ground crew member is the armorer. He's the one that upgrades and takes care of the weapons of your plane. The armorer has two skills, reload speed and weapon maintenance. Reload speed is how fast you can rearm your plane. This skill has a lot of different parameters for different planes, but there are two main types of parameters. Parameters for arcade and parameters for all the game modes. The first types of parameters are about arcade. These determine how long it takes to reload your guns and payload in midair. The number of parameters depends on your plane's payload options. So if your plane doesn't have a big variety of payload options, you'll only see a few parameters. The parameters are pretty much self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go over them one by one. Here are the stats if you're interested though. The last parameter is on-airfield reload time. This is how long it takes to rearm your plane on the ground. This skill goes hand in hand with repair speed, since if you rearm too slowly, you'll either have to wait or take off without rearming. The base stat takes 30 seconds to rearm, and upgrading reload speed by half a skill level takes 1 second off that time. The minimum time you need to wait to rearm is 10 seconds. Reload speed is the most expensive skill out of them all, costing you 3,911 crew XP points to upgrade to the max. And the last skill we'll be looking at is weapon maintenance. This is your armorer's ability to keep your weapons in good condition. Weapon maintenance has 4 parameters: overheated weapon jamming probability, and bomb, rocket, and torpedo scattering. The first parameter is overheated weapon jam probability. Without weapon maintenance skill upgraded, your weapons will always get jammed if they overheat, and upgrading weapon maintenance by half a skill level takes 3.33% off that chance. The minimum jam probability you can get is 33%. The other parameters are payload scattering. This is how much your bombs, rockets, or torpedoes will deviate from where you aimed. Upgrading weapon maintenance by half a skill level takes 1 meter off the scattering value, and the minimum scattering you can get is half the base value. Upgrading weapon maintenance to the max will cost you 2,571 crew XP points. So, to sum it all up, Keen Vision and Awareness lets you see enemies further away. G Tolerance lets you withstand higher Gs. Stamina lets you stay awake after pulling too many Gs, and makes you wake up faster after blacking out. Vitality increases your crew's health points. The number of experienced gunners lowers the debuff you get for not having experienced gunners. Fire accuracy and fire position makes your AI gunners more accurate. Repair speed lets you repair faster in the hangar and in an airfield. Repair rank allows you to use repair speed. Reload speed lets you rearm faster. Weapon maintenance lowers the chance of your guns jamming and makes your payload more accurate. And now, which crew skills you should prioritize? If you're in a fighter, you should go for Keen Vision, G Tolerance, Stamina, Awareness, and Vitality. If you're in close air support and tank RB, you should focus on Pilot G Tolerance, Weapon Maintenance, Reload Speed, and Gunner Vitality if your plane has a gunner. And if you're in a heavy bomber, you should go for Number of Experienced Gunners, Fire Accuracy, Gunner Vitality, Fire Position, and Awareness. Thank you for watching. If you think I missed something or you have any suggestions, please leave it in the comments. And if you want to see more War Thunder guides, subscribe to my channel. Join our Discord server to play in events we host and chat with the community. Other than that, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.